What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Let's Talk About Movie News Live. I'm John, and I got a juicy show today. So much stuff for the Fantastic Four has come out, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's go ahead and get right to it. First off, let's see. Hold on. Let me check this out real quick. Okay, that works. First off, yesterday I spoke about the next Meet the Parents Fockers movie, whatever you want to call it. I said they should call it the Grand Focker or the God Focker, because that would like make sense of what was in the movie and the in Little Fockers, and also just to play on the Godfather name. But it said it was in its seventh trimester, and look at this. Ariana Grande set to star opposite Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, and Meet the Parents 4. John Hamburger co-wrote all three prior films, penned the screenplay for the new installment, and is set to direct the comedy for Universal. So look at that. Just literally reported on it yesterday that they were talking about doing Meet the Parents 4, and here it is, casting announcements the next day. So it truly is in its seventh trimester. That means the script is done for the most part, and they're ready to get going on this. I gotta fix my hat. It looks stupid. Okay, let's read this. Months after earning an Oscar nomination for her performance in Wicked, worldwide pop star Ariana Grande has finally found her next movie. The Grammy-winning singer is set to join Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller in the newest installment of Universal's comedy movie series, Meet the Parents. Blythe Danner and Terry Polo, who also starred in the trio of movies that were released over the course of the first decade of the 2000s, are expected to return, although those deals have yet to close, according to sources. Interesting. Well, it's not like they're doing much work, so let's go ahead and get these deals closed, all right? Come on now. We want to see Meet the Parents 4. John Hamburger, yeah, we just talked about that. Okay, so then it just goes over what it's made at the box office, who's in it, and whatnot. So I think that's kind of cool. I've been wanting to Meet the Parents 4. I've always thought it's been so long. Yesterday I thought it was 12 years, but it's actually been 15 since the last one. I've always thought it'd be so cool to put Greg in Jack's place, and it looks like they might be doing it. And they got Ariana Grande in there now. The last comedy thing that I saw her in was Victorious from Nickelodeon. Maybe she's been in other stuff since then, but she's been really focused on her music career. But she was good in Wicked. She's got Wicked for Good coming out this November. So this movie will most likely take place next year, probably next summer, maybe even next, was it holiday season in 2026. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move away from that and move on to Kevin Hart. He's going to be in a new movie now. Kevin Hart stars in new comedy 72 Hours. Here's the chance to be an extra in the movie. Okay, so this is your chance to be an extra if you want to be an extra. But he's also got a new movie. Hopefully it's good. His last few movies, oh man, they've been duds. They've been Netflix movies and they just suck. I think the last like good movie that I saw him in that was a comedy was like, I don't even know, probably Central Intelligence, and even that was just an okay movie. But let's see. Philly's own Kevin Hart is working on his latest movie in New Jersey, and you have a chance to be an extra in the film. His Hart is starring in a comedy called 72 Hours. It's about a wild bachelor party that Hart joins after he inadvertently is added to a group text. So that's like a play on that guy that was accidentally invited to the Thanksgiving dinner by that one family. That's funny. Casting, okay, I don't care what the casting agency is looking for. The filming dates are June 24th to the 26th and July 14th to the 18th. So let's see. Oh, Marcelo Hernandez is going to be it. He's going to be the groom's best man. Okay, so he's the guy, according to Done by Netflix. No, this is a Netflix movie. No. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Okay, I don't even care about this article anymore. If you care, go to cbsnews.com and yeah, get to that. I don't care anymore. Netflix movie, trash, garbage. Bye. Moving on. Red Hulk smashes Stitch into submission as Captain America Brave New World soars onto Disney Plus. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's see how they're going to spin this. While there are a few guarantees in Hollywood, Captain America Brave New World is proving that Marvel movies releasing on Disney Plus will always pull in a Hulk-sized audience. Just a few months after delivering the first MCU movie since Deadpool and Wolverine and bringing with both divisive reviews and so-so box office, Anthony Mackie's full Captain America debut has now smashed Lilo and Stitch from the top of the Mouse House's streaming platform. So it's talking about the cartoon, of course, not the live action. Since the release of Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch remake, The Little Alien has been dominating Disney Plus with its original animated outing and its sequels/spin-offs. But it seems Red Hulk seems to beat the Blue Alien in the strangest game of rock, paper, scissors you will ever play. Brave New World debuted at number 1 on the platform after dropping on Wednesday, May 28th. For those who have been living on a space station with Nick Fury for several years, Anthony Mackie was promoted to the role of Captain America in the TV series. Blah, 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 blah. We all know that. Was Captain America Brave New World a misfire for the MCU? Yes, and it could have been great. It was just okay. It wasn't as bad as people make it out to be, but it was just okay. Despite the film being seen as a failure by some, Brave New World was not kind to the catastrophic disaster at the box office the Marvels was unfairly left with in 2023. The film managed to surpass the box office of Evans' Captain America debut as Captain America for back in 2011 and ended its run on $415 million. Okay, yes, but this is also, again, 2011. You have to factor in inflation. You also have to factor in the name that Captain America has created over the last 14 years. That's not a fair comparison. While the film reportedly needed $425 million to break even, once adding an extensive profit from merchandise and VOD physical media sales, this year's first MCU release was not a financial flop. Yes, it was. They lied about how much it cost to make. It cost them well over $300 million to make it. Will it make it back? Maybe it'll break even from the merchandising and physical media and video on demand, but it's still not good. No. When it comes to the reviews of the movie, the reviews, it's half and half. The biggest budget issues with seemed that so many people were expecting it to be something other than a Marvel movie. Audiences who went in to see the usual big screen Saturday morning cartoon type of fare that the MCU provides were mostly satisfied with what they saw. Those looking for something more were left disappointed. I don't know. Let's see. However, the Marvel Studios bandwagon has come far to crumble on the back of some middling performances. Like small blips like Brave New World will all be forgotten when Doomsday and Secret Wars challenge Endgame for the place on the highest grossing movies of all time. Let's hope so, because if it sucks, it's not doing anything. So with this, just a fun little thing. Captain America doing good on Disney Plus, at least. Didn't do great at the box office, but at least it's doing good on Disney Plus. Let me know if you saw Captain America Brave New World. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like the Red Hulk? Did you not like the Red Hulk? What did you want more from it? I wanted quite a bit more, but I also wasn't overly disappointed with it. I thought it was fine. It's a movie that I'll throw on as while I'm cooking a steak or something. I don't know. But with that, again, let me know down below what your thoughts are. Moving on. Karate Kid Legends kicks up $2.3 million. Bring Her Back takes $850,000 in previews. Lilo and Stitch $217 million first week. Final Destination Bloodline crosses $100 million at the box office. So this, I believe, will be going over the Thursday night previews. I saw Karate Kid Legends last night. I do have a YouTube short up of my little review on it, out of the theater review. Go ahead and check that out. I liked it more than I disliked it, for sure. There wasn't much about it that I disliked, and I will go deeper into that on Sunday when we do Let's Talk About Movies Live. Let's get back to the article. Sunday's Karate Kid Legends grossed $2.3 million from previews that began at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Oh, that's not that good. The PG-13 movie set a vortex of old school and new school. Ralph Macchio's Daniel San and Jackie Chan's Mr. Han and the Cobra Kai gang. I mean, is it really a secret? Yeah, that was a pretty big secret. I don't think anybody knew that until you said it right there, Deadline, you freaking spoiling bitches. So there you go. If you watch Cobra Kai, you know what to expect at some point in the movie. I will not say when. It's at the end. Forecast for the movie is 25 to 30 million in a marketplace where Disney's Lilo and Stitch is overpowering with a potential 60 million second frame. Sheesh. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is also hoping to hold with those IMAX screens around 32 million or less. Critics like this Karate Kid a little less than the 2010 Jackie Chan one, 55% rotten versus 67% fresh. Karate Kid Legends received 4 stars on Post-Track and 68% definite recommended from definite audiences. 4.5 stars from parents and 63 definite recommend, and kids under 12 with 4.5 stars. A 79% must see right away. Boys ages 10 to 12 at 64% made up the majority of the under 12 set. That demographic is an essential portion of the Cobra Kai cult. Overall, men showed up at 60% last night. Yeah, this is a fun movie for it's a fun movie for the family, but especially like boys, dads and sons, brothers, big brother, little brothers, cousins, whatever it is. It's definitely more so a boy centered film. But it's still a fun movie. So I think even if you're a girl, you'd still enjoy this movie. And I think it'll get anybody to want to watch these movies, like go back and rewatch them. I never saw the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. And now after seeing this movie and seeing Jackie Chan in this Karate Kid Legends movie, I now want to go watch that one from 2011. Okay. Karate Kid Legends was made for 45 million before P&A. I don't know what that is, but I'll figure it out at one point. That's 5 million more than the 2010 version cost. The Karate Kid franchise is 41 years old and counts 620 million at the global box office. From 5 previous movies, the bulk that figures is from the Chan Jaden Smith version 15 years ago, which made 359 million worldwide. That's actually not that bad. So if they make 250 million, that make 100 million less than the last movie, they'd still make a profit. A24, Danny and Michael Filippo, I don't know how to say their name. A horror movie, Bring Her Back, made 850,000 in previews at 2,409 theaters that began at 4 p.m. on Thursday. That is not that good. I don't think so. The figure is just under A24's Fall Sleeper. Oh, excuse me, I had to crack my neck. Heretic, which made 1.2 million in previews starting at 7 p.m. Okay, so it's like, I think that's a significant amount less. Before turning into 4.3 million on Friday, 10.8 million opening. So with this, these brothers are twins. They did Talk to Me. That movie was really good. I didn't see that movie till it came out on physical media, but it was good. This movie though, Bring Her Back, has not had good distribution. It sucked. Their advertising has been terrible. I've seen, I think, 1, maybe 2 trailers for it. And they should have done more for it to get it out there, because most people that go out this weekend are still going to go see Lilo and Stitch, or they're going to go see Karate Kid. I think Mission Impossible is going to have a huge fall off, and I think Lilo and Stitch will have a significant hold. But those are going to be the 2 movies people see this weekend, not Bring Her Back. The Thursday crowd was male heavy, 57. Okay, I don't care about all that. Lilo and Stitch ends its first week with 217 million at 4,000 theaters after 9.2 million yesterday, minus 9% from Wednesday. The pick's first week is 15% behind that of the 255 million for Inside Out, which ended its run at 652.9 million, and it's 9% behind Moana 2's first 7 days of 2.39. So with this, I don't know why they even say this, to be fair. There's two sequels to animated movies versus a remake of a cartoon movie that's now live action. So why the comparison? Who cares? This stuff's annoying. Okay, let's get to this though. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning ends its first week with an estimated 95.3 million, which is 7% ahead of the first weeks of 2018's Mission Impossible Fallout. That's interesting because I think it started, or it made a little bit less its opening weekend than Fallout. And 4.7 ahead of its first 7 days of 2022's Dead Reckoning. Dead Reckoning's box office was trash, but it's good that it's tracking ahead. That's actually a pretty good sign, especially considering that it's a longer movie, so there's less screens to see it on. That good for Mission Impossible. I mean, it's not going to make money or anything like that, but just take the wins when you can, I guess. As for the rest of the top 5 for the week, Final Destination earned 1.85 million on Thursday. For the week, it made 30.7 million, totaling out to 100.9 million during its second week. So I think it's now past 200 million. I think it's past 200 million, approaching 250. Thunderbolts made 765,000 on Thursday. Dang, so Thunderbolts made 100,000 less than the new A24 movie, which, I mean, but it's also in its third week, so that's I think that's good. For the week, it made 14.8 million, totaling out 177 million for the week. And in 5th place, we have Sinner, still killing it. Thursday made 880,000. It made more than the new A24 movie on Thursday, totaling out the week of 14.6 million, and for the week, totaling out, and then its total in its 6 weeks is 261 million. This is all domestic. That movie has tremendous legs. This movie is doing so good. So with that, go ahead and let me know down below. Did you see Karate Kid last night? I did. Did you see the A24 movie last night? I didn't. Did you see Lilo and Stitch? Are you going to see any of these movies over the weekend? Go ahead and let me know down below what you are going to do. Next up, I need to take a drink of water soon. So staying somewhat in the realm of Karate Kid, the Book of Boba Fett star confirmed status for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I believe this is going to do with Ming-Na Wen. She is the mother in Karate Kid. So let's see. A major star from the Book of Boba Fett in the wider Mandalorian era has confirmed whether they'll make their big screen Star Wars debut in next year's Mandalorian Grogu. 7 years after the Rise of Skywalker premiere. Jesus, it's already been 7 years. Holy shit. I guess next year will be. Lucasfilm is hedging its bets on the most successful live-action TV streaming series that they're going to push to the cinemas. Of course, Din and Grogu's story is inextricably intertwined with another Mandalorian-era show, The Book of Boba Fett, which saw Tamura Morrison's Boba Fett and Ming-Na Wen's Fennec Shand take over Jabba the Hutt's palace on the criminal empire on Tatooine. Speaking with Screen Rant's Liam Crowley at the Karate Kid Legends New York City premiere, Ming-Na Wen confirmed whether the bounty hunter Fennec Shand would return in the upcoming Star Wars film. Liam: we all miss Fennec Shand. It's been a minute since we've seen her. Mando and Grogu, big screen next year maybe? Ming-Na Wen: I'm not in it, but if I can be, that would be great. Liam: when do you think we'll see her again? I hope we see Fennec again. Yes, because I miss her too. It seems the Mandalorian and Grogu won't be bringing back Boba Fett and Fennec Shand. It would make sense that she would not be in it unless they go to Tatooine. And if they go to Tatooine, then you got to have Boba Fett in it too. So with that, do you want to see Fennec Shand and or Boba Fett in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Are you excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Do you care? I am in the boat where I just don't know yet. I have to see a trailer before I care. Season 3 sucks so bad, and a lot of the Star Wars stuff has just gone downhill pretty fast. So I did like Skeleton Crew, though, I will say. It was much better than I thought, but everything else, I'm like, bro, I'm out of here. Like, give me lightsabers in the Force. It's not that hard. But yeah, anyways, with that, let me know down below if you'd like to see them in the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie. After that, we're going to be going back to some of the monies, and I'm going to take a drink. Ooh. Some of the money that has been made this week is particularly from Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch swings to the best Tuesday in May for a PG movie at $15 million. Disney picked crossing $200 million today. So this was on Thursday, I believe. Or no, this was on Wednesday that they did this. They did this article. Why did it pop up so late? Let's see. Okay. Sorry about that. We were hearing buzz that it was a huge box office day yesterday, and it indeed was, with Disney's Lilo and Stitch collecting $15.2 million, which makes it the best Tuesday in May for a PG-rated film. The Pixar running total stands at $197.8 million and will cross $200 million today in its 6-day release. Again, this is from Wednesday, so it has already cleared that spot. Lilo and Stitch was minus 58% from Memorial Day Mondays, 36.5 million Hollywood. So that's just saying a shit ton of people more went to go see it on Monday than Tuesday, which makes sense. People were back in school and back at work on Tuesday. That's still good, though, for a Tuesday. Among all Tuesdays in May, Lilo and Stitch ranks 4th after Avengers Infinity War, The Avengers, and Top Gun Maverick. Oh, I thought in May, didn't Infinity War come out in April? Oh, May 1st. Okay, so it was the very first May. Okay. And then the Avengers made, wow, and Endgame wasn't there, huh? I think Endgame must have come out earlier in April then. But that's crazy. 3 of the top 4 are all Disney movies. That's wild. Among all PG movies on a Tuesday, Lilo and Stitch is further down, the top 3 alone being The Lion King, Inside Out 2, and The Incredibles 2. Okay, and that makes sense. Lion King, huge franchise, been around since the 90s. Inside Out 2, there's just something special about that Inside Out franchise. Everybody likes to go talk about their feelings and see it on the screen, so it makes sense that it's further up than Stitch. And Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 had incredible hype, no pun intended. It had great hype. The movie was it was good, but I didn't like it nearly as much as the first one, but it was in the summer break time when it came out. So with that, but Lilo and Stitch made significantly less than all 3 of those. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, all Disney. Moving on, as we told you very early this morning, Lilo and Stitch will keep its teeth sunk into number 1 with an estimated 60 million second frame, while Sony Karate Kid Legends doesn't even say what it'll be. And the second weekend of Paramount's Mission Impossible Final Reckoning wrestle over second. Okay, so they don't know which one's going to be second yet. Interesting. That 2 hours and 49-minute runtime, and the eighth goal is hoping for 32.4 million. A24's new Philip Rao Brothers Bring Her Back is looking at 5 to 7 million. So I wonder how much Talk to Me made on its opening weekend. I'll look that up in just 1 second. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning made 7.1 million on Tuesday. and 15 million on Monday, for a running cum of 86.2 million for that weekend. That's actually not, like, again, not bad for a Mission Impossible movie that's 3 hours long. 7 million on Tuesday is pretty good. So with that, nothing too crazy about that. Just wanted to report on the box office numbers. I'll go over them more in depth on Sunday when we do Let's Talk About Movies Live. On to the next topic. Speaking of Karate Kid and sticking with it, try saying that 10 times fast. Karate Kid Legends director clarifies whether Jaden Smith's character is still canon in the combined universe. So again, I have not seen this Jaden Smith movie. Jaden Smith, he's a little out there now, but because I like Karate Kid Legends so much, I'm actually going to go back and rewatch The Karate Kid. So let's see what the director had to say. Karate Kid Legends director Jonathan something reveals if Jaden Smith's Dre Parker is still canon in the universe. Smith was introduced as the protagonist in the 5th installment, The Karate Kid, in 2010, which followed Dre as he moved to China with his mother. In the previous movie, Dre was trained by Mr. Han, who returns in the 6th and latest installment, starring Ben Wang as Li Fong, Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso, Sadie Stanley as Mia, and Joshua Jackson as Victor. In an interview, okay, let's see. We're just going to skip to the interview with the director. He says he does exist. I think he still is. Absolutely. The character is still canon, but he's no real reference to Li Fong. He's no real reference to this particular chapter. It's not to say that he's not a reference to a chapter of Mr. Han's story. That's for sure. And I liked what they did in the movie. What they did in the movie, they made them related versus just having him be a new student. So it made more sense that way as to why Lee was so special to Mr. Han versus bringing back Jaden Smith's character. Karate Kid Legends acts as a soft reboot for the franchise with the introduction of Lee and the return of the original stars from Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. The comments indicate that while Dre's story still stands within the Karate Kid universe, the character doesn't have a direct connection with the 2025 movie. Dre doesn't appear in the latest entry, but the director did leave the door open for other possibilities. So with that, are you excited about this? Do you like Dre, Jaden Smith's character? Do you want to see where his story continued on from? As I said multiple times today, I have not seen that movie. I will go back and rewatch it, but I think it'd be cool to have all of them come in, bring Hilary Swank back. She was in Karate Kid 4. That was called like the next Karate Kid or something. Make all this stuff into one. It sounds like it'd be a really fun, like Avengers-esque Karate Kid movie. I think that'd be fun. I believe that is it for the Karate Kid. Just kidding. Nope. I have one more. Ralph Macchio on decision to return to Karate Kid films and the future of the franchise 40 years in. Just months after the end of Cobra Kai, Macchio is bringing Daniel LaRusso back to the big screen with Karate Kid Legends. Ralph Macchio is back on the big screen, a place he hasn't been in 36 years in a Karate Kid film, because he's definitely been in a movie in the last 36 years, right? Macchio, okay. At the Legends premiere in New York on Tuesday, Macchio told The Hollywood Reporter that his decision to return to the films came after many discussions with his studio as, quote, I was in the middle of Cobra Kai and we were still finishing that story, so I wanted to know where it was landing in Daniel LaRusso's narrative and his evolution. And once we figured out, it was 3 years later, and we landed him in the series as kind of the best version of himself through his little midlife crisis of the Cobra Kai soap opera. There's an element of him being more Miyagi in his way and paying that legacy forward to a kid who needs his help. Okay, so this movie then takes place 3 years after Cobra Kai ends. That's interesting. Okay, I did not know that. This is just a video. Wow, I really wish that I could have seen that first. Otherwise, I would have just had us watch the video and I would not have talked about it. There's also the appeal of connecting his film with the link that Chan's character, Mr. Han, knew Daniel LaRusso's teacher, Mr. Miyagi, in a way that feels authentic and honors the legacy of the entire franchise, and I think we do that. I agree. I think they did that right, too. It's another ecosystem in the grand universe. This franchise doesn't know how to not do it right when we care, and I try to always take great care and protect my character, and I like to believe that I've done that again. I think he has. Macchio, who admitted he was a bit nervous to do sparring scenes with someone of Chan's skill level, weighed in on the future of Karate Kid franchise as well as Cobra Kai, after Cobra Kai recently wrapped up filming and are now on number 6. Oh, the films are on number 6. Gotcha. We'll see. As long as it's honest, genuine, and truthful to the base of this character and these, what are you doing? And these characters, I'll always be open to listen because I like that the next generation can experience the joy of what we've been through. In a world that's not always joyful, it's really cool to bring some of that. So it sounds like he just loves being the character, kind of like how Mark Hamill just loves being Luke Skywalker. He just takes it in, embraces it, knows that's his bread and butter, and loves it. And I like that too. So again, let me know down below. What do you think about Ralph Macchio coming back to the big screen as Daniel LaRusso? Did you watch Karate Kid Legends? Did you watch Cobra Kai? Did you like him in that? Do you not like him in that? Which of the 5 Karate Kid movies or 6 Karate Kid movies now is your favorite? And if you like Cobra Kai, which season was your favorite? I think my favorite season was probably number 1. It was the most funny. But with that, let me know down below your thoughts. Moving on. Charlie XCX pitches It Girl, Final Destination film starring Rachel Sennott, Jenna Ortega, just hot people getting killed. So is this a Final Destination type movie with only chicks getting killed? I don't understand. The singer added that she would also like to get an OG Scream Queen like Sissy Space K. Who the fuck is that? All right, anyways, let's see what she has to say. Has an idea for the next, so she wants it to be a Final Destination movie. I'm rewatching all the Final Destination movies in preparation to see Bloodlines, which I'm really excited to see, she said in the video. The reason I love these movies is that they are really just about hot people getting killed. You know, there's no moral backbone to the story. It's really just they're hot, they're cursed, and they deserve to die. That's most slasher movies. Charlie even has the idea for the perfect cast and director. I was thinking, well, shouldn't it be a sort of It Girl version of the franchise? Said the Apple singer. The Apple singer. You know, like a Final Destination with It Girl's kind of like Rachel Sennott. Okay, she names out all these chicks. Maybe there's like a Scream Queen in there, like Jenna Ortega. Maybe there's an OG Scream Queen, and there's also directed by like a horror auteur. There have been 6 films released in the Final Destination franchise, including Bloodlines. So I think it'd be cool to do maybe have that, but have all the girls killing each other, and it's death like kind of seeping into their brains, telling them to kill one another, and they got to fight each other to survive. I think that could be fun. The films wouldn't have to change their formula. Never mind, she doesn't want to do that. I think the whole point is that they play into the lore. They kind of make fun of their own lore, and I don't think this one would have to be any different. I like that that's the point. It's really not trying to do anything other than have hot people die in the most brutal ways and play with some unbelievable dialogue. I mean, that's fair, I guess. I liked Final Destination Bloodlines. Would you like to see a bunch of hot chicks die in Final Destination, or would you like it to be a multi-gendered franchise as it has always been? Go ahead and let me know down below what you think about this pitch. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I think it's kind of a stupid pitch, but whatever. Moving on for that. Why wasn't Tom Cruise from Top Gun in F1? Well, let's find out. We'd have a crash. Why Brad Pitt stars in the movie instead of Tom Cruise? F1 director Joseph Kosinski, who has worked with Tom Cruise on Top Gun Maverick, explains why Tom Cruise was never a real option for the film's leading star. Speaking to Variety, Kosinski responded with the notion saying Tom Cruise started an upcoming film over Brad Pitt, saying Tom always pushes it to the limit, but at the same time is super capable and very skilled. They both have the natural talent for driving, but yeah, I could see Tom maybe scaring us a little bit more. Action Vehicle Supervisor Graham Kelly agreed with Kosinski's take on the situation, adding, yeah, we'd have a crash. Kelly went on to recall his personal experiences with Tom Cruise working on the Mission Impossible film series, noting that Tom pushes it to the limit. I mean, really to the limit. That terrifies me. I mean, I've done loads of Mission Impossible movies with Tom, and it's the most stressful experience for someone like me building cars for him, doing stunts with him. Whereas Brad listens and he knows his abilities, and I think he'd be the first to say, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So, long story short, was it just that they'd have a crash? That's why Tom Cruise wasn't in F1? No, I don't think so. I think Brad Pitt was the right guy for the role. I think if Tom Cruise was in the role, too many people would compare it to Days of Thunder. And but also it does take into effect that, yeah, Tom Cruise probably would crash a few cars. But I don't think that's the main reason. I think it's them just poking fun, just playing around with their buddy. So let me know down below, A, if you're excited for F1. I am. I can't wait personally to see it in 4D. Top Gun was sick in 4D, and I can't wait to see F1 in 4D. But let me know, would you rather have seen Tom Cruise in this role of F1, or are you glad it's Brad Pitt, or would you have preferred it to be somebody else? Let me know down below. Moving on to the juice of the back half of today's stream is going to be Fantastic Four. There's so much Fantastic Four stuff that came out in the last day or two. So I'm going to go over a bunch that I found. First off, we're going to start with Galactus. Galactus isn't evil in the Fantastic Four first step, says Ralph Ineson. He's a god of sorts. There have been big baddies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe over the years. Take Thanos, who succeeded in wiping out half of all known life in the galaxy and beyond. Ultron took one look at humanity and decided it needed wiping off the face of the earth. And while Loki has flip-flopped between good and evil, he once had inflicted an entire alien army upon New York City. So far, so bad. But with Matt Shackman's The Fantastic Four First Steps, an antagonist finally arrives who's so colossal and so all-powerful, he eats planets for breakfast, literally. Yes, Galactus is coming in the form of Ralph Ineson, heralded by Julia Garner's Silver Surfer. That's so close to Jennifer Garner. Ready to cause an almighty headache for Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing. Because Galactus... Oh, God, stupid ads. Because Galactus is a humongous 14 billion year old planet devouring cosmic vampire, as the director Shackman puts it, and presumably the Fantastic Four don't want their planet chomped. It's a tale that the Marvel boss Kevin Feige has long waited to tell. The coming of Galactus is one of the greatest comic book stories ever written, he says to Empire. And no, he's no longer being depicted as a cloud as he was in 2007's Rise of the Silver Surfer. Rendered in first steps in comic accurate form, angular head gear included. They're going to show the picture of it? Oh, I guess they do show the picture of it. That's kind of cool. It kind of looks like the Watcher there almost. Let's get rid of this dumb ad again. Ooh, that's a pretty cool poster overall. I like that. For Ineson, getting into the headspace of Galactus was all about going big. He's a cosmic force. He's a god of sorts. The actor, still beloved by the fans of The Office for playing the disdainable Finchy. Wait, he was in The Office? Explains, that meant driving through the tunnels of Mont Blanc, just imagining his windpipe and his trachea, he says. I also went to a lot. I went to a lot of tall buildings. We went to a wedding at the top of the Gherkin building in London, and I spent most of the afternoon just staring out, ruminating. I got in trouble with my wife. She was like, "You got to say hello to the bride and groom at some point." Still, Galactus is Galactus really a bad guy? The people of the Fantastic Four's Earth might think so, though really he's just a big planet-eating guy, simply doing what big planet-eating guy does. For Ineson, he's played worse people. I don't think Galactus is evil, but Finchy's a proper cunt. Get him in Doomsday stat. Read Empire's full of fantastic. Okay, so with that, nothing too crazy about it. Just a cool picture of Galactus and Silver Surfer, and the actor saying he doesn't think Galactus is necessarily a bad guy. He's just doing what he has to do because he has to survive. So let me know down below. Do you like Galactus? Are you excited to see Galactus in this kind of a form in the Fantastic Four First Steps? I know I am. Let me know your thoughts down below. We will be sticking with the Fantastic Four for the rest of today's stream. So there's a lot of articles. I might try to kind of blow through them, kind of like I just did this one, but there will be some I'll take some time with as well. Let's go to the next one. Fantastic Four First Steps is the MCU's chance to do them justice, says Kevin Feige. So with that, a lot of people have not necessarily liked the Fantastic Four movies. So these movies haven't done the best at the box office, especially the 2015 one. That one was just destroyed by 20th Century Fox. And the other two movies, they're just I got soft spots for them. I like them, but a lot of people do not. And so, as Kevin Feige was saying, this is their chance to do them justice, to give people what they have wanted to see. It's ironic. Previous attempts at bringing the Fantastic Four to the screen have not necessarily been, well, fantastic. Haha, good job, Ben. Tim Story's Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer are products of different blockbuster in 2015. 2015's reboot of the Fantastic Four, aka Fant Four Stick. It was a critical and box office bomb, and yet the Fantastic Four themselves are cornerstone characters of Marvel's comic book story. The arrival then of the Fantastic Four First Steps is both a massive opportunity and a huge roll of dice. Can Marvel's first family finally be translated in all their glory to the screen? And how will they mesh it with the MCU? Marvel boss Kevin Feige knows how pivotal it is to get the Fantastic Four right. I think that there are no four characters that are more important for the history of Marvel, he tells Empire in the world exclusive Fantastic Four First Steps issue. And as soon as the rights came up for Marvel Studios to tell their story, the mantle was set. When Disney bought Fox, it was really an unexpected dream come true, Feige explains. It came at the perfect time to help us launch into a new era. They're Marvel's first family, and I really wanted to do them justice. Just get out of freaking ads, bro. Okay. That meant not only gathering a stellar cast with Pedro Pascal as the stretching Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Evan Moss-Backrack, and putting them in the hands of returning MCU directing talent in WandaVision's Matt Shakman. It also meant channeling, as Feige puts it, classic Fantastic Four energy. Here's a little Empire magazine cover of the Fantastic Four. I feel like I just missed a section. Okay. Having produced Tim Story's films 2 decades ago when comic book blockbusters were in a very different place, Feige is now ready to go all out. There was still a bit of fear of being silly, he says, of those films. Now it's time to embrace the 60s retro future, the groovy cosmic vibes, and yes, a comic-accurate depiction of a planet-eating baddie Galactus, no longer rendered cinematically as a giant cloud. In another time, some might consider the notion of somebody with a big angular helmet walking around through a city goofy. Feige says, I consider it awesome. Strap in. The Fantastic Four are finally ready to be truly fantastic. So I think the cast is good for the most part. I still am not buying Pedro as Reed, but I'm willing to be shown that I am wrong. So with this, it's basically Kevin Feige just saying, hey man, this is the story I've wanted to tell for a long time, and if we're gonna set it in the 60s, we're goofy. Sometimes these comic book costumes are goofy. Let's dive into it. And I'm actually going to get into that a little bit more on a different article that I have coming up, which is this one. Fantastic Four First Steps Embracing the Silly. So I believe it's just going to be the same quote, but I want to see there's a little bit something different. Fantastic Four, I think that they're okay. So it's the same exact quote of what we just went over. And so it's him. When I first saw this, I was worried that when they meant silly, they meant like, oh, typical Marvel silly, like just the stupid comedy that is cut in at a serious moment and things like that. I thought that's what that was, and that got me scared because I hate that they do that so much. There's times where it works, and most times it does not, especially in a movie like Thor: Love and Thunder. No, the movie sucks. But with this, he's basically just saying, hey man, this big helmet, it's goofy, but we got to embrace it. We got to go into it. Just like kind of Wolverine. A yellow and blue Wolverine suit is goofy, but it works. It fits. It's fun. And that's what matters the most. Let's go on to our next article. Fantastic Four director reveals big invisible woman change. Vanessa Kirby teases Franklin Richards spoiler. Okay. I wonder what this change is going to be. I hope it's not that she's the leader of the team, because the leader is Reed. The leader is Reed for a reason. Do not change that. But let's find out. A new look at Sue Storm and the Fantastic Four First Steps has been revealed, along with comments from filmmaker Matt Shakman and star Vanessa Kirby. The latter may have even dropped a potential spoiler. So let's check it out. So this is the first look at her, which is not a first look at her. We've seen that exact image in, I think, all the teasers. Let's read the article. It's been a decade since Josh Trank's Fantastic Four disappointed fans, and with another 10 years worth of comics to draw inspiration from, Marvel Studios' Invisible Woman will have a lot more agency in the MCU. Filmmaker Matt Shakman describes Sue Storm as the inspiring, idealistic leader of what the Fantastic Four represents, as she is in some of the later comic runs. She's essentially the Secretary General of the UN, so the Invisible Girl, no more. Why? Why? You cannot have the Invisible Woman there telling Reed what to do when he's the smartest guy in the universe. He is the lead. He's the head of the family. He's the leader of the team. Everybody goes to him for advice. He makes logical decisions, sometimes for personal reasons, and sometimes for everybody. That's the conflict of Reed. Don't ruin that, bro. I hope. Oh man, that's gonna upset me if it's like the whole thing. If she's the leader in the sense of like, hey, we're a family, and then she's like, she just shows love for family and everything like that, then that's fine. But the leader of the team, no, the leader is Reed. Stop changing it. Of course, another way this character stands apart from Sue's, played by Jessica Alba and Kate Mara, is that she's a mother. The Fantastic Four First Steps will introduce Franklin Richards, the son of the Invisible Woman, and Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. A first look at the team's youngest member was revealed earlier today. Ooh, let's check this out just real fast. What the fuck? Oh, that's the toy. Okay, it's a toy. All right, cool. Nothing crazy. Back to the other one. As you might expect, Vanessa Kirby embraced the challenge of playing the iconic hero. I'm such a Sue nerd. I think I out-nerded everyone in that room, she said. I got so into quantum physics, it's sad how much I got into it. I could waffle on about cellular vibration frequency. That's cool. That shows she's really excited for the assignment, and she just genuinely loves it, which tells me she's going to be sticking around for a while. I like that. While Kirby declined to give too much away about Franklin's role, she did tease it's not just adults that have superpowers. So, okay, so we're going to get a little Jack version of Franklin in the Fantastic Four movie. In the comics, Franklin is a mutant reality warper and one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Even at a young age, following Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, Franklin used his godlike abilities to restore the multiverse, a role he could take on with the MCU in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars on the horizon. We'll see. They'd have to age him up quite a bit, but we'll see. We didn't expect to see Franklin's powers quite this soon, but showing us what he can do here could help set the stage for what's to come for the remainder of the Multiverse Saga and also leading into the Mutant Saga. It hasn't officially been announced, but I think we all know it's going to be the Mutant Saga next year, or next phase, or next saga. Dear Lord. Okay, so with that, I mean, that's it for that article. Let me know down below what you think. Are you excited Sue's going to be taking on the leader role? Do you think she's going to be the lead of the team, or is she just going to be the lead and kind of like, I guess, to put it kindly, the visual aspect of the team, the family dynamic of the team? Do you think she's going to be the leader in that? Let me know if you like Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman. I do. I think she'll do good. I think she's a good actress, and I'm excited for it. I am more excited for this movie than I am for Superman, and Superman's my favorite superhero, so that should say quite a bit. Going on next, we're going to move from Vanessa Kirby to Pedro Pascal talking about their characters. Pedro Pascal sees a limitless amount of layers to Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four First Steps. On the surface, the Fantastic Four's Reed Richards has everything going for him. The guy is literally known as Mr. Fantastic, with a reputation for being, well, the smartest person ever within Marvel's first family. There are all kinds of hats that Richard wears. Not literally, he doesn't have any Captain America-style helmets. He's the nominal leader of the group, using his considerable brains to lead their tech genius, who has also populated their Baxter Building home with gadgets and gizmos galore. He's a loving husband to Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, and Fantastic Four the First Steps, he's about to become a father too. That's a lot for even Mr. Fantastic to manage. So when Pedro Pascal agreed to take on the role in Matt Shakman's retro-futuristic comic book adventure, there's plenty for him to dig into. I see a limitless amount of layers to this character, he tells Empire. Let's get back to the quote. He does the ultimate version of catastrophizing. Did I say that right? Catastrophizing? Teases Pascal. A brain that has an overview of threats on a mathematical level, but is also being emotionally available. It was a fantastic contradiction. Okay. That's fair. I can see that. Fittingly for a character with elastic powers, it's a role that needed someone who could stretch themselves. For Shakman, Pascal was the perfect choice. I was looking for an actor who could contain multitudes, the director explains. There's a very cerebral Reed Richards, and then there's the action hero, the leader, the husband, the father, the friend. I knew Pedro could do all of that. Talk about fantastic casting. I will say that as well. If you've seen him in The Last of Us, he's such a good actor in The Last of Us. He's got a very large variety of so many different characters that he plays. Like, he looks the same as the style. He's got a stupid mustache and whatever, but the variety that goes into the acting of his characters is great. I'll be back real quick. I gotta take one quick second break. Okay, I am back now. So with that, Reed Empire. Okay, so that was it for that article. So, like, as I was saying, he looks the same in everything he's in, but he acts very differently per character. The first thing I ever saw him in was let me move that. The first thing I ever saw him in was Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and he was pretty good in that. So with that, let me know what you think about Pedro as Mr. Fantastic. I still don't look at Pedro and see him as the smartest man in the room, but I know he's got the acting talent to prove me wrong. Our second to last article is going to be this on the Fantastic Four. The first steps, test screening reactions tease terrifying MCU entry. I'm assuming they're talking about Galactus, but we will see. According to a new report from Murphy's Multiverse, which I think is where I'm going to be heading next in the next article, on the screening reactions, the upcoming take on the iconic Marvel group is described as a straightforward comic book adventure. Other reactions, specifically mentioning Ralph Ineson's Galactus, who is described as terrifying and one of the best parts of the movie. The same audience member reportedly said the film has a cosmic horror angle to it that feels very Lovecraftian, probably in regard to the inclusion of Galactus. Not everything was positive. However, criticisms from the screening allegedly include the lack of character development, as well as the disappointing use of Reed's powers, as well as how the Thing is reportedly used in the movie. Interesting. Okay. I'll be honest. I didn't expect to see Reed stretching all that much. I expect his brains to be his main superpower in this movie, which I think we will get. People just expect to see Stretchy Man. But we've gotten that. We've gotten that a lot. I'm kind of okay with that. As long as everything else is done cool. The Thing is reportedly used in the movie not too well. I'm interested in what they're going to do with that. I hope they don't make him a mopey little sob. Like, I hope it's the guy that we see in the trailer that embraces being the Thing and or has that internal conflict where he is mopey inside, but he knows he cannot be because everybody in the world relies on him and his team. So he has to put on a face. I think that'd be a very interesting character dynamic to dive into. So we'll see how it goes. Everybody knows the cast. The film, okay, yeah, blah, blah. That's it? The fuck is this? Okay, so that's it pretty much. It's just saying that Galactus is terrifying. If you hear Ralph Ineson's voice, you can know how terrifying that could be. And then they just talked a little bit about the characters. Not good character development is kind of worrying considering that it is this core group of 4 people. And I wonder if just that means if the character development isn't there because of the story or because the chemistry wasn't there, which I would assume they would have done an insane amount of chemistry reads to cast these guys and girl, obviously. But that's a little bit worrying, but I'm going to keep my hopes up. I think it looks cool. I think it looks fun. And the post-credit scenes, they got to be something crazy, which actually leads me into our next article. But real quick, go ahead and let me know down below what you think about this. Are you worried at all for any of the Fantastic Four movie? Are you worried about the runtime, the character development, the characters themselves, the bad guy, Silver Surfer, anything? Go ahead and let me know down below. Going into our last article today in regards to the Fantastic Four and our last article overall. Fantastic Four first steps post-credit scene revealed following test screening. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. Let me get this real quick. I'm going to type in a spoiler. Oh, not that one. All right, so I will do this. Let me change this color. Let's see. We'll do blue. We'll do blue and white like the Fantastic Four. All right, so spoilers. Following a public test screening on May 28th for the Fantastic Four First Steps, details about the Marvel Studios production post-credit scene have been shared online. Okay, I think this is only one. I think there's going to be 2, but I think this is only talking about one. Usually I don't like this, but hey, man, I'm going to do the reporting. So let's see what happens. What supposedly happens in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene. According to Trusted Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, the stinger features Vanessa Kirby Sue Storm reading to her and Reed Richards' son, Franklin. She gets up, and when she returns, she finds Doctor Doom holding his mask sitting next to Franklin. However, it doesn't seem like fans will get their first glimpse at Robert Downey Jr. in the role, as the leak noted that his face is never shown, although the costume and mask are described as being very comic accurate. Ooh. Okay, I think that could be fun. I don't know why he would just kind of like be there and she'd walk in the other room and he'd be holding his mask up backwards. That doesn't make any sense to me. But if you just see a cloaked figure, I think that could be cool. Will I also believe it? No, I don't. Some people are now saying false post-credit scenes on purpose, including the scoopers themselves, so that way they could still be known as trusted sources and whatnot. And so they do this just to mess with people, but in a good way. Ever since Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I do not believe anything I hear. So will this be cool to see in the movie? Yes. Does it sound cool? Yes. Do I believe it's true? No. But will it be cool? Yes. The post-credit scene for the last Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Thunderbolts, aka The New Avengers, featured the titular team picking up a distress signal from the Fantastic Four spacecraft. Many fans speculated that first steps would end with the Fantastic Four's reality being destroyed, leading them to escape the main MCU reality. However, based on the leaked details for Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit scene, it sounds like Marvel's first family will emerge victorious in saving their reality from Galactus, and that Doctor Doom will kidnap Franklin, perhaps leading the team to head to Earth 616 to warn other realities about the impending doomsday. So, what if I think a theory that went around as soon as Thunderbolts came out was, what if Doom is actually in that ship, and Doom has the Fantastic Four held captive and made the Fantastic Four go there? My Time to Shine Hello has also noted that Chris Evans does not appear in the Fantastic Four First Steps. I know for a fact he filmed something, so it was either cut or it will be in the final version of the film. Interesting. The Scooper stated, while Evans is best known for playing Captain America in the MCU, he also portrayed the Human Torch in 2000's Fantastic Four and 2024's Deadpool and Wolverine. Then they go into the description of what the movie is going to be. It is the first film of Phase 6 in the MCU, the first of, I think, 4 or 5. But with this, I mean, it does sound cool. However, if they're going to show Doctor Doom, just show us what Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom looks like, because we're going to see it in the teaser for Doomsday anyways. Don't let this crap be shown in a little teaser that most people are going to watch on their phone. Show this on the big screen where people are going to see it in its full entirety and scope as they should. But with that, again, I don't believe this is true. I think it can be true, but I don't believe it's true. Or if it is true, they're going to alter the scene a little bit differently. I think they definitely need to show Robert Downey Jr., especially if you want to get people into the theaters. If you have the post-credit scene, Robert Downey Jr. in the post-credit scene, that word of mouth will go so fast that this movie will make so much money, because people will go just to see that scene. And again, this is only one of the post-credit scenes. There are potentially going to be 2. So let's hope for the best. So I'm gonna go ahead, take that away. So with that, that is today's. Oh, let me get this. Okay, come on now. Wow, this thing, I really screwed that one up. Okay, that is today's Movie News Live, or Let's Talk About Movie News Live. Thank you so much for watching. A whole load of stuff today, especially between Karate Kid and the Fantastic Four. But man, it was fun to look into. I hope to be back. I'll go back to work on Monday, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to start doing these every single day. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe, go through. Let me know every single thing that you liked or didn't like about today's stream, about today's articles, anything like that. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let's get me doing this full time, so that way, A, I could get paid to talk about movies, and B, I could have fun. And C, I could do live streams like this every single day. I would love to hear it. I'll probably do a live stream on Sunday going over Netflix's To Dumb. And also on Sunday will be Let's Talk About Movies Live, not movie news, movies. And I'll be talking about the movies that I saw this week. I'll be talking about upcoming movies for the next week, and I'll go over the box office and everything like that. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.